Well, welcome everyone. This is Between the Posts. I'll tell you what, Lambo, you're going that well. You're back on this week. It's a pleasure to introduce Craig Lambert. How are you, mate?
Fantastic, Tony. Good to be alive, and it's great to be with you again, mate.
I'll tell you what, out there in TV land, you are more than just a boundary rider. I thought Lambo was short for Lambert, but it's Lamborghini, mate. Prestige you are. Fair income, working so well. What have we got on tonight's show, mate?
Around the league, it's happening, mate. There's so much stuff happening at the moment in the
The
football.
intel that you have, mate. You said the next 4 or 5 weeks, last week, the next 4 or 5 weeks are going to be very telling, and some of these ladders are starting to settle now, and there's still a little bit of movement as well. We've also got the results from all the divisions, so we'll do a wrap of Division 7 to 2, and then a big wrap up on Division 1. What else we got there, mate?
Mate, from Port Districts Football Club, we've got a great interview with Josh Ramsey, and I'm looking forward to the interview, and Doug just started off the season fantastic, so he's doing something right down there at the moment, Tone.
He's an imposing figure, mate. He walked through that door sideways to get through.
I just thought he was going to bring some chocolates and maybe some donuts and even coffee, but that's okay. We'll give him a chance this time.
You can argue that with him, mate, because he's a fair size of a lad. Anyway, we'll also look at, this is outstanding, the goals and marks of the week. I'm going to put something in this when we get to that segment as well. Our sponsor, mate, come on.
Look, we spoke about him last week. Jason Good from the Banner Crew is doing a fantastic job, and everybody is getting on board. If you want anything, polos, shirts, beanies.
Run through banner. I keep talking about it. A run through banner. 50, 100, 150. Wait till you see the milestone we've got this week.
Who's that, Tone?
Well, we'll come to it when we get to it, Lambo.
Now, remember last week I said after 200 interviews, Tone, there could be a banner for you, mate.
Oh, look out. Do we get discount? No, fantastic. Thank you to the Banner Crew. And the other bit, well, we're out again. The press hat's going on, the old jacket, and we're going around to a few clubs. I think we're going to a couple of men's clubs and a couple of women's clubs this week and conducting interviews because we want to share every division in the league. We want to get a couple of clubs from each one throughout the year and share what's going on at different levels. It's not just about Division 1 or Division 7 and different ways that the people run the clubs. So, exciting show, mate. You are in the hot seat, Lambo, and we'll be right back after this break.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy. Welcome back. It's that time for Around the League. We've got some interesting stuff to go through today, Lambo. Fair income.
Can't wait, Tone.
Chops! Chops is Ben O'Connell from O'Connell's Meats. A great turnout. They had the Metro Hotel fundraiser the other day. And so far, this is fantastic. Ben has raised over $5,000 for the Little Heroes Foundation. Now, they've also got a 24-hour bike ride coming up. If you or your club would like to support Ben, you can make a donation through his Go Fundraise page, which will come up on your screen now, or get in contact with Emma at the Little Heroes Foundation.
Go, Emma.
.com.au.
Yeah. On
how you can join the big 24-hour ride, and it's at 42 North, which is a gym in Kent Town, on the 25th of June. So we're going to pump this up between now and then.
Let's do it, Tone.
And I know you're a rap for this, and I've been down there to look, mate. Visit O'Connell Butchers in the Adelaide Central Markets for all your sensational meat products. We went down and filmed there. It is spick and span. I could eat off the floor out the back there. It is so clean. But the meat products, mate, you shop there.
Well, we go there a lot in the off-season, and it's fantastic. And Tony's a magnificent guy.
Is he? What about Ben?
Ben's fantastic, but Tony is the man. The standard of the meat there is absolutely sensational, Tone, and it gives you an education too. And honestly, go down there and see Tony, and he'll look after you guys.
Fantastic. What else you got there, mate?
Well, Nine's News Live last Thursday, everybody. They went to the Hackham Footy Club.
Hackham!
Such a great club. And the kids were fantastic, I heard.
That's good.
And you know Big Tommy Wren from the Channel 9 crew, he was there. And thanks to the Police Credit Union, they actually donated a $500 cheque, and that was given to the club. And I know they were ecstatic, Tony. So that's just great stuff.
Come on, mate. Rowy's Roost.
Oh.
Did it go off? Tell us it went off. Come on.
Young Luke and Holly had a kick.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, it didn't go in the bin, mate. But next time.
Come on.
And the Powerade Award went to young Scotty Who from Hackham Football Club.
Scotty who?
Scotty
Who.
I love it. Keep an eye on
Good
our
on
socials for the next 9 News Live club visit, Thursday the 19th of May at the Plimpton Football Club.
Oh, down there, Plimpton. I reckon, was it that one? Phil used to run the scoreboard down there back in the day.
That was in his heyday, mate.
Oh.
Hey?
Oh,
Hey, back to you,
we'll get
big
him
fella.
back down there for him. Oh, yeah. Okay, Buddybet Division 1, Best On Ground and the Powerade Play of the Day, which is selected by the Adelaide Footy TV live stream commentators, which was Phil and Vince on the weekend.
Oh, go, boys.
And our round 6 Best On Ground winner, I apologise here if I get this wrong.
Come on, Tone.
You've told me 15 ways to say this.
Yeah, if I can't pronounce it, no one can.
Yeah, Jason Niskahus.
Good boy. He's a state player.
And I
Old state
apologise
player.
for that. So, well done. And Jason, he's won a $100 New Balance voucher thanks to Belgravia Sports. Now, our round 6 play of the day, thanks to Powerade. Easy name here. Jack Gaffney, Port District. Good on you, lad. Who's won a carton of Powerade. Get over to you quickly. Mark of the week. Come on, goal of the week.
Proudly brought to you by the Pianco Construction and Industrial Supplies.
Beautiful.
Round 5 winner, Tony.
Yep.
Chase Bauer from the Paynham Norwood Footy Club.
That was the mark.
Yeah, he won a $100
Beautiful.
supplies voucher. The goal of the week, supported by 5AA, is young Timmy Baccanino from the Rocks Football Club. And he, mate, I reckon I mentioned his name last week.
He was player of the week last week.
Timmy, settle down, matey. And you got a $50 sip and save voucher. 5AA will contact you. And guess what, Tone? The Western Player of the Week, matey, for round 5. Divvy 4, Jack Press from the Hope Valley Football Club. Well done, Jack. Love your work, mate. Keep it going.
Well done, from the Valleys. And you'll be seeing Goal of the Week and Mark of the Week up here and also on social media. Remember, if you think that there's a Goal of the Week or a Mark of the Week, you can get onto the app that we told you about last week, Oz Footy app, of course, and you can look up the games and find the timeline. Please send it in to us because there might be a goal or a mark that we've missed that you think's worthy. So send it in.
Do you know how many games? I think I mentioned it last week. 3,000, Tone.
Oh, it's over that now. 3,050 something it is.
Yeah, well,
but just the current round to be nice.
Sensational. And you
Can
know,
you imagine? Yeah.
John from Dartfish is just doing a magnificent job. And honestly, if a football club hasn't got Dartfish on, what do you reckon?
Yeah, get around it. I'll tell you what else happened.
What's that, mate?
Had a look at the goals and the marks this week. There may be...
Are you up there, like your heyday?
No, there could be a number one from Westminster in both. He's kicked the goal of the week and he's taken mark of the week. We might have a first on this show, depending on how the voting goes. Anyway, folks, we will continue on. The Wakefield Clinic Sports Trainers Workshop is coming up on Wednesday the 25th of May, 6:30 p.m. You must register by the 20th of May, and of course the information will come up. Now, we've got a little bit more. We said this was going to happen around the league.
Really, Tone? Really?
Yes. Now, I like to support all levels, and we have the C1 through, all the different levels.
Yes.
And we have a C grade and a D grade. Now, beautiful Ross Trevor, very well educated people out there, and I caught up on Friday night. I was at a social event.
Oh, of course you were.
And there's a young man out there doing great things in the D grade, got promoted to the C grade, a very good friend of ours, Daniel Campagnoli. So he played C grade for versus Goodwood at Goodwood. So this is what happens in the lower leagues. Then drove back from Goodwood to Ross Trevor to play in the D grade as well.
That's love.
But wait,
What?
he played with his cousin. Now, Sam Campagnoli has played his first ever game of football on Saturday for Ross Trevor in the D grade, and he's got in the best.
That's
in his
great.
first ever game of footy. He's come across from soccer. He's
done.
carving out a career as an outstanding physio, is Sam. Now, I socialise with both these blokes at the function, and I can just tell you...
You socialise with a lot of people.
The food at this function was sensational. How those blokes ever got out onto the ground and moved around the ground, there was spring rolls, dim sims, chicken, calamari, pies, quiche, magnificent spread of food, and I tell you what, we absorbed a lot.
You didn't save any for the lamb?
No, we absorbed a lot.
Selfish, mate.
So that's his first game. We move over. This is sensational. Tea Tree Gully. C-grade player now. Patrick McCauley, we salute you, sir. Fair income. 400 games
Mate.
for Tea Tree Gully. He's played under 18, A grade, and he's been a premiership player. He's played B grade and C grade. Best on ground in his 400th in Saturday's game. He's the third person to play 400 games at Tea Tree Gully in 160 years. Now, I worked out, if you played 20 games a year for 20 years without injury or suspension or anything, that's 400. So he's probably
Calculator,
played
Tony.
23, 24 years, Lambo.
That's fantastic,
And
mate.
still going. So Patrick McCauley, fantastic. If there's any other milestones out there, please send them in because we'll give it a mention, or we might get up there and film a bit. Who knows?
Who knows, Tony, but surely he's going to get life membership for that. Surely. No, honestly.
Another 100 to go. Name on the locker. I reckon he should get his name on his boots, the ball presented to him. Who knows? We'll chase up with Dave and see what happens
when we
with
see
that.
Dave at the next game,
Yeah.
Dave, dude, where's his life membership?
You'll see the photos in the vision coming up.
Come on, Dave.
It ran through a banner as well. So that's it for Round the League, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back with more in a moment.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. The first 12 months allows participants to complete a diploma in Sports Management Elite, and if the students elect to stay on for a further 2 years, they can complete a Bachelor's in Business Management with a sports focus. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Well, it's time, Lambo. The division wrap. This is the one that everyone loves. We mention a few names and we have a look at some ladders and a couple of little highlights or lowlights that might have gone on. What have you got for Division 7 first of all?
Tony, Divi 7, Greenacres, still going well. Have won 6 games in a row. Adelaide, Leuven and Horton districts, they are sitting 4-2, and Hackham also on 4-2. And a bit of feedback in Divi 7, Tony, what do you got to tell me?
Yeah, well, Greenacres on top, as you mentioned. Defeated Mawson Lakes by 114 points.
Oh.
Gibson with 6, Takano with 5. Second place Adelaide Lutheran, who you mentioned, defeated Mitchell Park by 90 points. So the 2 top teams, big winners. Now, I talked to some of those Sullivan's Beach Lonsdale today.
Yep.
Sullivan's Beach Lonsdale lost by 11 points to Houghton Districts.
Yep.
But they kicked 7 goals 5 in the last quarter to 1 point.
Well,
that's Division 7, mate.
What does that say?
Come home with a wet sail, look out.
But you know, Divi 6, Trinity, old scholars, still 6 and zip. They're doing fantastic.
Great.
West Crawdon 4-2. And then we got 3 teams. Central United, Marion and Brahma Lodge all on 3 wins, 2 losses, Tone. Give us some feedback, matey.
Fitzroy, they're down at the bottom of the ladder, but they had their first win, good on them. Over Central United by 12 points. Rosenthal kicked 5. Ingle Farm had their second win.
Yeah, go the doggies.
Hey, we give them a wrap up. Their song was out there today as well. Beautiful. Over Para Hills by 50 points. Payne and Pfeiffer kicked 5 goals each. And Marion, who you mentioned, were in 4th, defeated West Croydon, who were in 2nd, by 64 points.
You can't pick them, Tone.
That's the beauty of this league. 64-point winners, 4th versus 2nd. Division 5, mate.
Divi
Wakefield Sports Clinic.
Sorry, Divi 5. 4 teams on the same win and loss. 5-1. Lockleys, Hectorville, Eastern Park and Elizabeth, all with 5 wins, 1 loss. And then we got Colonel Gardens 4-2. I reckon there's a bit of a sniff. What's happening in Divi 5, mate?
Well, here's the big one, folks. A lot of big winners out there. Yep. Eastern Park defeated Salisbury by 114 points.
They're struggling, Salisbury.
Wait for this. Lockley's defeated St Paul's. St Paul's were playing in the finals a couple of years back. Lockley's defeated St Paul's 31-27, if you don't mind. That's 49 scoring shots. 31-27, 207 to 8 goals won. No. 8 goals won's very accurate. 49. 158 points. Harron again kicked 10. I reckon he kicked the bag last week. Ransom kicked 7. Hectorville defeated Kilburn by 70 points. So some big wins. Goodman Glasson kicked 8. Division 4 9 News, Craig.
Well, Divi 4, we got Plympton and Walkerville and Pembroke all on 5 wins and only 1 loss. And then we got the old Paraka boys, they were around the mark, 4-2, and Hope Valley 4-2 too. So Divi 4, I reckon there's some magnificent feedback from the big fella.
And I picked one game. Paraka, 5th, defeated Hope Valley 6th on the ladder.
Yeah.
You think that'd be a close game?
No.
125 points they won by, if you don't mind, umpire. Rankin with 9. That's it for Division 4.
Yep.
Division 3, Sip and Save.
This team is going really well. Golden Grove, 6-zip. Fantastic effort. Mobbery, 5-1. Flinders Park and Edwardstown, 4-2. And then you got Seaton Ramblers, 3-3. Some big news in Divi 3. Come on, tell me.
Modbury defeated Westminster by 11 points. Verity kicked 10 out of the 17 goals. Modbury doing all right. Smosh, 43-point winners over CBCOC. Famous name out there. Marnie kicked 8.
Wow.
Golden Grove, as you suggested, and I thought Edwardstown were going all right. First versus third it was. Golden Grove defeated Edwardstown by 93 points. Wait for this per quarter. 2, not much. 8, 1, not much. And 8. So two quarters they kicked 16 goals and 2 quarters they kicked 3. Horskins kicked 6. We move to Division 2, Breakthrough Mental Health.
Well, Divi 2, Broadies, terrific start, 6-zip, just like the old days when Jacko and I were at the club. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Oh, no.
Sacred Heart and North Haven, 5-1. Athelston, 4-2. Foss Camden, 3-3, and they won their first 3 games, lost the last 3. Divi 2, some rumours happening out there. Come and tell us, Tony.
Well, you alluded to Foss Camden there, mate.
Yeah.
Henley lifted, because they weren't travelling too well. They lifted 21 goals 5.
Serious?
Yeah, very accurate, to defeat Foss Camden by 84 points.
Yeah,
I thought Foss were up there, but interesting game. The 2 Pillion brothers, T Pillion, 7, J Pillion, 2. That's 9 goals. Son of Tim, magnificent man, Tim Pillion, very good friend. And well done to see the Pillion brothers going well out there.
Name dropping, Tony, but that's okay.
That's what you do, mate. Gazer slipped the 7th after a loss to the top team Broadview by 16 points.
Wow.
And Athelston, really good to see. They're moving nicely into 4th position with a 24-point win over Unley Mercedes Jets. And I went past yesterday and had a look at their new facility. So we're not too far away from that opening. We'll get down there and do a bit of a special on
Can't wait,
that
mate.
opens up.
Can't wait.
That is our wrap on Division 7 to 2. We'll be back in a moment with Division 1. Welcome back to Division 1. You picked it, Craig. You said the next 4 to 5 weeks, let's have a look at Division 1. Goodwood Saints got up by 10 points over Ross Trevor at Goodwood Saints. You wouldn't believe it, Goodwood were behind for 3/4 of the game. They kicked 4 goals to 2 in the last quarter and won. And Fabretto, again, best player. So, Old Ignatians, we move on. Our broadcast game versus Port Districts. Port Districts won by 14 points. They kicked 9 goals 14 to 8 goals 6, so 23 scoring shots to 14. So it was only 14 points, but had a lot of the play. We'll cover in a minute because equal at half time, 3 goals 5 each, 14 to 23 scoring shots. Some stats from this game. This is the beauty of Dartfish. We can pull it apart and have a look. So Port Districts had more effective statistics. So their effectiveness was better, their ineffective was less, and their insides 50s 42 to 21. So they were double, even though they won by 14 points. Double inside 50s. What else we got there, Lambo?
The tackles, Tone, like KPIs. If every player can do 2 tackles, you're virtually going to win the game.
Yep.
Port District, 47 tackles to 27. That's 20 the difference. That's
beautiful.
A big win for them. And also the marks, 70 to 53. So 17 extra marks up in the air. So they wanted it more. Just with the tackles, young Jonesy and young Abbott, 4 and 5 tackles each apiece. I tell you what, Josh would have been wrapped with those youngsters. Great stuff there.
That's a good statistic, what you said. If every player, I used to say, if every player did 1 tackle per quarter, tackle, shepherd, smother, we win a game, 4 and 5 respectively. And as you said, that defensive pressure, fantastic. We move on. Prince Alfred get back onto the winners' table. So 10 goals 13 to 3 goals 13. Work that out. 7 goals straight win. So poor old Glenunga just fell in a hole there. 3 goals 13. 42-point win. 7 straight. And 3-6 to 3-7 after half time. So it was really won in the first half of the game.
I think you're right there, Tony.
Payneham Norwood Union versus St Peters. Now, talk about inaccuracy. This is Division 1 football. 4-11 to 6-15. Yeah. Payneham Norwood Union 2, congratulations, John Giannini, fantastic player.
Good lad, good lad.
And 150th game, so well done to him. However, St Peters got up by 16 points, lots of points by both teams. Payneham Norwood Union 2 goals to St Peters 1 goal after half time. So another one of these anomalies that went the other way. You know, 3-6 to 3-7 in the game before, and it wasn't too bad in the weather on Saturday.
No.
Tea Tree Gully versus Brighton. So playing at home, Tea Tree Gully got up again. 9-point winners over Brighton, so only just got up. They're back on the winners' ledger. Close game. Brighton were in front by 1 point at half time. During the third quarter, Tea Tree Gully kicked 4 goals 4 to 2 goals 4, which ended up being the difference for the day.
Yeah. Tony, can I just tell you where they are on the table, mate? Does that work for you, mate?
Yes.
Okay, so we got 4 teams that have won 4 games and lost 2. Port Districts, St Peters, Goodwood Saints and Tea Tree Gully. All on 4 wins, 2 losses. And then in 5th position, we got Old Iggy's 3 and 3.
Chocolate block, isn't it? What are the games this week,
well,
mate?
we've got some great games coming up this week. We got the Brighton Bombers, who started off well, who are playing Port Districts.
At Brighton too.
Yeah.
Yep.
The match of the game, where we're going to be there filming, talking to everybody. Payneham are playing Ross Trevor up at Ross Trevor. Beautiful ground, great club rooms.
Taj Mahal.
It is. Tea Tree Gully are playing Prince Alfred. That's going to be a ripper, I reckon, Tony.
Wow.
Yep. And then we got St Peters and Old Iggy's. That's going to be another ripper.
What a comp.
And we got Glenunga playing Goodsy Saints. And you know what? It's just going to be a great game. The comp at the moment, Tone, I'm telling you, it's just been the best for years. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, you look at that, every game is a game of the week game, isn't it?
Yep.
Really, seriously. And I was that excited at the start of the year about this. Just a quick question.
How excited were you, Tone?
Oh, sensationally excited.
Oh, crap.
Up and about. Fair income. And it's given us everything we asked for and more. You either can watch it live or you get to the games. Just a quick one, without notice. You're on the boundary, you're up close, you see it, you hear it, you smell it, you hear the coaches and that. The influx of AFL, ex-AFL, we got Gray at Port Districts, a pile of SAMFL players coming in. I was interested to see this year whether the speed of the game and the standard of the game. Now, a couple of those scores not so great, but overall, the standard of the game. What are you seeing from the sideline up close?
I think you hit the nail on the head, Tone. With that type of player coming into our league in, say, the next SANFL, they are lifting the standards. And since I've been involved with amateur league, I think the standard's been really, really high this year. The fitness is great. But
that's the other bit.
When I talk to a lot of the spectators, Tone, on the side, they would rather watch an amateur league game to actually go home and watch an AFL game on the box, because the atmosphere is different, the standard is really good, and it's just a flow on footy, and that's what we want in amateur league, and that's why I think we're getting great feedback,
Yep.
You and I are really loving it. Everybody else is loving it. And I think it's just great for the competition, mate.
So I think the whole Adelaide Footy League, well done out there.
Yeah.
And it drips down through all the divisions. And as we said, we're covering all divisions as well. So great standard of football. That is our Division 1 wrap. Hope you've really enjoyed that. We'll be back with a little bit more in just a moment.
See you soon.
Well, g'day footy fans, my name's Phil Hurd, and thanks to the Women's Wrap, a look at all the action across the Adelaide Footy League Women's Games, Div 6, Div 1, League Reserves, you name it, we're going to cover it. As mentioned last week, there has been plenty of changes across the division, so let's just quickly refresh where some other teams have gone to. A couple of teams have gone down some divisions. Scotch Old Collegians from Div 2 to Div 3. Fitzroy from Div 3 to Div 5. Thanks for letting me know it was Div 5, not Div 4. And Rosewater from Div 4 to Div 6. Moving up, the unbeaten Jeps Cross from Div 5 to Div 4. Unbeaten Pembroke from Div 6 to Div 4. Marion, they took their Div 4 and Div 6 teams, merged them together into one Div 6 team. So I hope you're with us, because that's the new structure and that's what occurred on Saturday. So let's get into it. Power A Division 6, Loretto notched up another win, 31 points over Adelaide University. Edwardstown and Athelston, not sure what the heck happened here, but Edwardstown now are the undefeated league leaders in their division, and they took care of Athelston big time by 99 points. And Marion, reformed, merged up, call it what you want, got a win in a low scoring encounter at Sturt Road. Rosewater, who've moved into Div 6, had a chance to spectate before taking part next week. So the ladder, and again these ladders won't make a lot of sense because teams have moved and they've brought their record and their percentage with them. Edwardstown, 4.5 wins, percentage 81.7, a win and a half ahead of Loretto, who are a win ahead of Athelston, who are half a win ahead of Modbury. Pretty tight just around that fourth, because it's final four for all the women's grades. Modbury, Adelaide Uni, Marion, just half a game between them. Rosewater, let's see how they go in Div 6 next week. And here are the games. Rosewater will be travelling to Modbury for a showdown at high noon. 3:15, Adelaide Uni will host Marion. Winner of that might be in the 4 come Saturday night. Loretto and Athelston, chance to consolidate their position, a big game there at Campbelltown. After our Matchday Live broadcast game, which will be Rocks and Payneham, then it will be Loretto and Athelston in the Power 8 Division 6 Women's. Edwardstown, atop the ladder, will watch it all from above this weekend. Moving to the Safety Hub Division 5, Fitzroy and North Haven, 2 winless teams together in the same division. North Haven got up in a tight one. I guess this is why we've moved teams around. 4-point win to the Magpies. Eastern Park and Woodville South, even a bit closer. Eastern Park are getting up there by the 1 point in a nail biter, and it was Kilburn over Elizabeth by 23 in this new 16 comp. Which means Eastern Park, they're first. I think Daylight's coming second at the moment. Officially it is Kilburn, followed by Woodville South and Elizabeth. North Haven are on the board. Fitzroy still looking, but their men's won on the weekend. Maybe the women's turn in their new division, not too far away. The games coming up, North Haven hosting Kilburn, Elizabeth hosting Woodville South. I don't think Fitzroy's first win will come this weekend. They've got the big battle heading up to Eastern Park to play there. That was top versus bottom. We move to the Villiers Bakery Division 4. And here we see some of the, Hectorville, almost 4-goal winners over West Croydon. Jeps Cross, 8-goal winners over Lockleys. Ingle Farm and Pembroke. Pembroke moving up into Division 4. Tight game, which is what you want with the regrades. 7-point win to the Farmers. And Pulteney almost shutting out Glenunga entirely. The Rams managing to get it behind in there somewhere. Jeps Cross, unbeaten, coming up. Pembroke, 1 loss here in Div 4. Pulteney and Hectorville in the 5 at 4 and 2. Lockleys, West Croydon, Ingle Farm 4 and 2. But out of the 4, Glenunga at 2 and 4. This is what happens with the regrades. You do get some strange looking ladders. And the games in Villiers Bakery Division 4, 2 4 and 2 teams. Farm and Pulteney at Roe Park. Hectorville and Pembroke will be a good game at Daly Oval. Lockleys and Glenunga at Lockleys, and West Croydon and Jeps Cross, possibly the game of the round out there at Fork Reserve at 4:45. To the 9 News Division 3, all 4 games decided by less than 3 goals. It was Brighton over Kenilworth by 15, Hope Valley over Mitcham by 2 straight, Goody Saints 8 more scoring shots, won by 8 points over Flinders Park, and Golden Grove played the new team in the division, Scotch, and the Kookaburras on the road up by 14 points. Leaves the ladder, Goodwood Saints and Golden Grove, the leaders there, both with a 5-1 record. Brighton and Flinders Park are on 4 wins apiece. In the 4, Kenilworth and Hope Valley, what are they, a game and a half behind. Then to Mitcham and Scotch, just coming into it now, still winless thus far. The games in the 9 News Division 3, Kenilworth and Goody Saints, Hope Valley and Scotch, Brighton and Golden Grove is probably the game of the day. That's going to be at Harpers Field, and at Price Memorial Oval, Mitcham will host Flinders Park. So now we move into the divisions that have league and reserves. Let's go to the reserves results here. Golden Grove beat Henley on a forfeit, and Tea Tree Gully just demolished Brighton, 129 points, and Goodwood Saints shut out Flinders Park. So yeah, these are reserves games. Home Gazer had the bye. Tea Tree Gully unbeaten, percentage 96.5. They're absolutely dominating here from Flinders Park, 2.5 games back. Goody Saints and Henley in the 4. Golden Grove not far away. Brighton and Gazer licking wounds after some big losses in recent times. The reserves games coming up. Check your local guides for venue and time of Tea Tree Gully and Goodwood. Henley and Gazer at Henley. Golden Grove and Brighton will be at Harpers Field. Flinders Park have the bye. To the Cinderella's Commercial Clean Division 2 League, Tea Tree Gully won here as well, 13 points at Flinders University. Henley by 45 over Angle Vale, and Blackfriars took care of Gazer by 37 points, which leaves Flinders Uni and Blackfriars both with 4 wins. Tea Tree Gully half a game behind. Henley, Gazer, Angle Vale. Remember, Scotch dropped out of this. That's where all the losses went. So that's going to be a pretty tight battle for that 4th spot, you would think. The 3 games coming up, Angle Vale and Tea Tree Gully at Angle Vale, Henley and Gazer at Henley, Blackfriars and Flinders Uni is the game of the round. The 2 league leaders both on 4 wins. Takes us to the Buddybet Division 1. This is the reserves competition. Old Ignatians over Morphettville Park by 15 points. Payneham Norwood Union keeping Adelaide Union to 1 goal to win by 6 straight. And Smosh West Lakes remained unbeaten, beating Broadview by 5 goals. Happy Valley, the Vikings, had the bye this weekend. You can see Smosh unbeaten on top, 2-game gap to Broadview, 3-game gap to Adelaide Uni, Payneham Norwood Union, and Morphettville Park and Old Ignatians, all with 2 wins. So the battle for the final spots will be interesting here. Happy Valley with just the 1 win, still not out of it, although their percentage needs a bit of work. Where Happy Valley are doing well, though, is the Division 1 League. They had the bye this week. Morphettville Park, Old Ignatians. Morphettville Park's a pretty clear win there, 58 points. Smosh, I think that's 2 in a row to Lions, actually, 16 points over Broadview. And Payneham got their first win of 2022 in this division, 13 points over Adelaide Uni. Happy Valley watched it all. So what does this all mean? It's tightened up the ladder. Obviously, Happy Valley, the bye, gave a chance for Morphettville Parks and Old Ignatians to be a game behind. Adelaide Uni there as well, although they get the bye coming up. Broadview with 2 wins, Smosh now with 2 wins, Payneham with 1 win. So it's still a division where not a lot separating, at least 2nd and 7th, just a couple of wins in percentage there. How does it all shape out schedule-wise? Adelaide University have the bye for starters. Morphettville Park and Broadview, and I should add, that's at Kellett Reserve. Payneham Norwood Union and Smosh, and Old Ignatians hosting Happy Valley at the back of Carranock Noble. So that's it lot of results there as teams get used to some new opponents and some new divisions. Reminder, folks, if there's something exciting happening at your club, we'd love to promote it. We'd love to mention it. Please give me an email, footytimes@gmail.com. Otherwise, this is Phil Eden saying thanks for watching. We'll be back on Between the Posts, same time, same place. Until next week, hope you enjoy the rest of the show with Tony and Craig, and hope you enjoy your footy.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to, first of all, welcome Josh Ramsey, the senior coach of Port Districts. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mate, Cove, 10 years around about, premiership captain. Your father is a founding member and now the patron of the club. You've been at Moonta, a premiership coach, premiership player. Have a listen to this for a resume. We've got some great coaches going around. Currently at Port District, past roles include assistant coach at West Adelaide League side 2021, reserves coach 2019 and 20. Prior to this, a very distinguished career, coaching Moonta and 2 consecutive premierships, 2016, 2018. I'm not sure that that's consecutive because there's a year in between.
Who
but
did
anyway,
the notes, mate? Who did the notes, mate?
We'll come to that.
Okay.
Moonta. Anyway, currently sitting in, you're on top. There are 4 teams on 8 points. 3 teams on 6. Big question, this one. What have you introduced this year, different from last year? It must be a whole new game plan out there because they are firing, mate.
Yeah, look, there's certain elements of the game we still want to continue to improve on, but when I first got the role, just looking at vision and different things like that, it was important that we probably got our defensive structures right. So with the new coaching group in, we always knew this year would be a bit of a transitional year, and the players have taken the new structures like duck to waters. We've, as I said, implemented. We went, one of the keys when I caught up with Mads briefly and the footy club when I took it on was we had to get some key backs because there's a real area of the game where we were struggling to be able to compete with those teams that had tall forwards. So to add Ben Millman and Tom Schmush to the group as your key fullback and centre half back. Once you got them on board, it was like now we've got to really tidy up behind the footy here structurally. So yeah, we've added a few things. We're constantly changing in that area, but that was probably the heaviest focus coming in, was to start there and then work our way forward as the year progressed and the years progressed.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Welcome, folks. Well, we're down here with O'Neill Sportswear Division 6 Fitzroy Football Club coach Wyatt Mackinnon. Welcome, Wyatt.
Hey mate, thanks for having me.
Mate, absolutely sensational story. We understand due to injuries you couldn't keep playing and you're now coaching, mate. And first win on the weekend over, if you don't mind, umpire, third place Central United. Kicked 7 goals to 3-4 in the second half. Fantastic.
Oh, the boys were up and about Saturday night, let's say that. Yeah, it was a big effort by the team. Long time between wins, 644 days, so I've been told. So, yeah, to say the least, it was a very good day.
Well, mate, I only live over the back. It's a bit of a funny joke going around the league at the moment. I might come over and celebrate a couple more.
I'll have to pop in, exactly right. Cheap beers over the bar, so pop on down.
And on a more serious note, Wyatt, the introduction of a whole new game plan, because you were a junior here as well. How has that gone on with the team? Obviously it's working because they're now winning, but how long did it take for the guys to adapt? And it's an ongoing thing, I would suggest, with your methods.
Yeah, definitely. Well, being so young, such a young coach and having such a young squad this year, we're really bringing in a fast-paced game plan. So, yeah, all pre-season we've been working on little things to make that a little easier on us, and it was nice to see come Saturday it worked for a change.
Yeah, it is reward for effort, isn't it? You sit back and you let the lads enjoy, and, you know, we talk about that. What is the focus of your game plan? Speed? Is it tempo? Is it possession? You know, we're in Division 6, but there's still a lot of quality players, or perhaps even ball movement.
Well, yeah, we're definitely looking to move the ball quickly. Like I said, we've got a lot of young kids, under 17s coming through. So the quicker we can move the ball, I think the better opportunity we've got of winning. So, and if that means we get to hold the ball more, that's even better. So, yeah, we're looking for good skills and quick ball movement.
Well, you're an outstanding young man, and I say that with all due respect because you are a young man, mate. We look around this facility. I love coming to clubs that have got a club feel. We'll do some pictures later on. The big lions up there, the old jumpers, the board behind us, mate.
Something for everything.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Yeah. And you walk in, the players walk in after the game, and there's a feel of I belong to a club. And it even went as far as your president telling me earlier about the way the players are expected to dress at training, the way coaches are expected to dress. I think it's fantastic, mate. That can run through any club at any division. What other work have you done around culture?
Well, we're just trying to really build a family environment. I think our junior system's so strong. We've got kids all the way from under 7s all the way through to under 17s, men's and ladies. So the more family we can build, I think that's just going to be stronger for the club long term.
Well, I'll be jumping the fence and coming around, mate. Your leadership group on game day, how do you use them and what is it made up of? You know, we talk about captain, vice captain, deputy vice. Yours is a little bit different. Yeah. And how do they use it game day?
So we've got one captain this year and he's first year captain as well. And then, 2 vice captains and 2 more guys in the leadership group. So I guess me being such a young coach and first year coach, I'm lean on them quite a lot. So, yeah, trainings, they take a lot of drills, a lot of the warm-up. And then come Saturdays, they're very involved. So, yeah, thank them a lot.
And your squad itself, we touched on and talking off air with a few people, just take us through, you know, I often ask, is it young, is it mid-career or experienced? And you've got a lot of young lads coming through, which is a credit to the junior program here.
Yeah, so we had 5 under 17 players playing the A grade on Saturday, so that was really good. So we all trained together, 17s and seniors play together. So I think our oldest bloke is 32 and then our youngest would be 16. So we're a very young squad, which means it's just going to be an exciting future for the club. So I can't wait.
Fantastic. And Wyatt, now we won't talk about training tonight, of course, but overall, the assistant coaches, in all seriousness, a good bunch of blokes. And how much do you, I guess, lean on them throughout training and games, or do you just hold the reins and they just come in with little bits and pieces? I understand they've been helping you a bit.
Now, teamwork makes the dream work, I reckon. So I lean on them quite a lot. I'm a sucker for training, so I get involved quite a bit. So having the other boys help me out, take drills and their knowledge, they're a bit more experienced than me. They've been around a fair bit longer. So leaning on them helps me and the squad so much. So it's a blessing for me.
And Wyatt, the other thing is, you look at most divisions, doesn't matter if you're Division 1 or Division 7 right through, you get the players twice a week, if you're lucky, and game day.
Yep.
You get them at the game. So what are your feedback methods? We understand, obviously, using dartfish vision is very big for you, which is fantastic because not all players look at a whiteboard.
Well, true.
So using a vision, how do you conduct your meetings maybe and your feedback one-on-one and maybe social media? How do you work it down here?
Well, I think we're new to the dartfish game. Each week we watch that. So we're slowly learning that, but I'm a bit more old school. I prefer the one-on-one conversation with my players. I think you get the message across better. So, and they seem to respond a lot better as well. So one-on-one's the way to go down here.
Fantastic, mate. Now, also, we understand, I'll put this one in, you also do a little bit of extra work. The ladies team down here, you come and help run the scoreboard on game day and helping out with them as well. I just think that's sensational.
I think everyone knows that it takes a village to run a club. So wherever I can help out, more than happy to. And I can speak on for all the boys in the A-grade squad. They all do the same. We all try to help out, whether it's behind the canteen or in the bar Saturday nights or whether it's Thursday nights. We all try to do our part. So
now, the last one, Wyatt, sponsors. Now, luckily, because there are a plethora of sponsors down here, we've got a few main ones. Can you remember them or you want to hand them?
And Fine Concepts, they're a big part of us. They keep us going, so we thank them so much. The Hope Inn, they've just come on board and they probably see us every second Saturday night, run amok. So, thank them heaps. Renelect as well, they've been on board for quite a few years now. And Sinorama as well, they've been fantastic. And we can't forget Grant's Coastlines. They've been through and through and they get us from A to B all the time. So, would be nothing without them. So, thank you guys. Thanks for the support and we really appreciate it.
And I think Prospect Pharmacy was the other one they lately mentioned as well. That's fine. What happens with Grant's Coastlines? Do you get a bus if you go and play further away or anything?
Sometimes in the past we've played Trinity and we get a bus up there. So but I guess if we've got a few shenanigans on away from the field, they always look after us as well. So.
All right, Wyatt. Well, you are an outstanding young man, mate. You've conducted yourself very well. You're a credit to your club and to everyone around this area. And as we said, we had a bit of a yap with a few people before you got here and found out a bit of background on you, mate. We wish you all the best for the season. You're doing a great job. I really love the stuff around culture and involving the young players because that's what's going to come through. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us an insight into the workings of the Fitzroy Football Club, mate. All the best for the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it heaps. Cheers.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Good grab by Anjana, then Crone late. It's Anjana the Grey. Anjana.
Hillholders win out best. Life on the wire, Twitchy Frank.
Classic legend, Wild Planet kicking back, Crone dashing through, will beat the lot of them, Crone!
Laugh coming out and they reach the line, nearly a dead heat.
But this is speedy and professional. Profiteer for Mickey D is going to win easily.
Eden continued to open them up late and won very impressively.
Welcome back, folks. It's a sad time, Lambo. We have come to the end of the show. Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you for the last 2 weeks.
Tone.
Enjoyable.
Tone, it's been sensational. And look, the ratings have gone up 25%, mate. And who knows, I could be back. You just never know.
Well,
I've loved it, Tone.
When you watch yourself 25 times over, and it comes up, that's probably what it is. No, look, we love bringing all the Adelaide Footy League people and there's a lot of parents and friends interstate and overseas and that watch it. So we like to have a bit of fun, but there are some serious moments as well.
Yes, there is.
Remember, first of all, sponsors so important, so we'd like to thank our sponsors. But the broadcast game this week, you're back on the boundary.
I'm the man.
Jacko's back,
Yeah,
and I
watch out.
believe Vince is
well,
the other commentator. So it's
settle down, Vince. Settle down this week.
Rocks versus Payneham Norwood Union down at the Rocks there, mate. And that's another one of our great things that we do here at Dartfish, these broadcast games. So remember, look for more content. You can find us on social media. There's a wrap-up of the women. Phil Herden does a wrap-up. There'll be some other items going up which have been very popular as well. We thank you all for viewing. Different ending this week.
There is.
When life throws you challenges, think about this. You're running down the wing. You would have done this a few times. Running down the wing. You're 60 metres out. You take a bounce. May your shots go straight between the posts.